All right, welcome to my channel. I am back here to do a video of a full face of products I don't like. So if you haven't seen my last video, I'll try to do one of those cards at the top. I think it would be that way if I can figure that out. But I did a video of products I love and products I hate. And I mentioned in the description that I may do a video of putting all these products I hate on my face again and seeing if I can redeem any of them and if any of them take me by surprise and I'm like, wow, why did I hate these? So I'm going to give these products a chance again. So I'm using a lot of the products from that video and I've added some in that I felt like I forgot in that video that didn't work out for me. So like I said last video, these products didn't work out for me. Doesn't mean they're bad products. I'll explain why I don't like them and why they didn't work for me as I go, but just because I don't like them doesn't mean you won't. So I'm always a fan of trying any kind of makeup. But before we get started, like, subscribe, comment. I have had so much fun doing these videos and I have plenty more coming. So stick around. All right, so let's jump right in to primer. I have just moisturized my face. I did it with a moisturizer I like so that I can give everything a fair shot. Although I am using all products I dislike all at once. So it's going to be tough for them to redeem themselves. So let me start with primer. So I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Face Primer. It's green. And I was excited about this primer because it's supposed to tone adjust with that green color. And I felt like though it smoothed my face out, it did not provide any tone adjusting help. So let's smooth that on. I do like that it's really smoothing. Like I could see where the makeup would go on really smooth after that. The biggest thing I noticed with this was that it was not tone adjusting. So maybe it's just not strong enough. I'm not sure. All right, so here's my skin after. And I'm looking over here at my mirror. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't see a difference. Let me know if I'm wrong and if a difference picks up on camera. But I still see my redness in my cheeks over here and my scar right here. But yeah, my cheeks are always the place I get super red, but I'm still seeing pretty much all my redness. So that's the reason I didn't like that product. So I'm still going to pass on that one. The next one is this Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer from Maybelline. And like I said in the last video, I was really hoping that this product would be a good dupe for the Professional. But I just felt like it did not fill in my pores. So let's try it again. I put it under here on my high cheek area where I tend to get a lot of pores. Also, this product has the strangest smell to it. I can't explain it. Maybe it's the silicone in it. Let me kind of push it in, give it a fair chance. All right, let's see. All right, looking in my mirror, it smooths things out a little bit, I will say. It's not terrible, but as you can see, I have some pretty large pores over here. And it just doesn't do much for them. I feel like my e.l.f. Putty Primer helps a lot more. And I have used the Professional also in that area. It seems to help a lot more. So I would say this product isn't terrible. And it's really good if you're on a budget. I just don't think it lived up to the hype of being a dupe for Professional, basically. Because I discovered this product in a dupe video. And I just don't think that it's a dupe. All right, now that we are primed, next will be foundation. I'm really sad to include this product. As I said in my last video, I don't dislike this product. It just did not work for my skin. It broke me out, gave me clogged pores. I'm going to wash my face right after this video because I do not want this to break me out again. It's the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Wearing Foundation, the hydrating one. This foundation is incredible. But like I said in the last video, it just wasn't worth it because I was breaking out continuously. I'm actually kind of excited to put this on my face again, even for a few minutes. Because it is a great product, but it just did not agree with my skin. Oh, that shade is like perfect too. So we're gonna put this on. I have not put on this high coverage of a foundation in a while. This will be interesting to see. I'd kind of forgotten that it has a quite strong chemical scent. All right, I'll start with like maybe that much and use my beauty blender to blend it out. This used to be how I would blend this foundation. I'm just gonna face my mirror for this part. I used to use this foundation so much and couldn't figure out why my face was breaking out. And I was like, oh, it's the foundation. All right, you don't want to sit here and watch me blend all day, so cue the time lapse. All right, we are all blended in. I'm so sad because I really do. I love this foundation, and I wish it had worked for me. I really do. As I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh, now I know why I liked this so much because it's like good medium coverage without being too much. But like I said, it just breaks me out, and I can't take the risk. I worked really hard to get clear skin, and I'm not trying to ruin it. Anyway, so before we move on, let me just make sure that I have covered all the spots. I took it down my neck, as you can see, and a little unblended spot there. As you can see, it's not full coverage. I didn't use a lot. I feel like you really could build this foundation, but I'm not looking for a full coverage look. So this is how it's looking. It's like a natural finish. So next, concealer. And once again, I don't know that this is a concealer I hate. I just felt like the shade range was not good because I like a brighter under eye. So this is the Pure Disappearing Ink Concealer. Looks like this. I really will only use this on acne spots if I get one because I got the shade Porcelain, which I believe is the lightest shade. Let me show you how dark it is. That is the lightest shade they have. And I feel like this shade, just to give you a comparison, is darker than my foundation. My foundation is in the shade Fair. So yeah, I feel like if you have really, really light skin like I do and you're trying to do your under eye, that this would not work if you want a bright under eye. So I don't really reach for this because it's too dark. But if you did have a blemish, it might be good. It's pretty light coverage. So I'm going to put this on my under eyes and hope it is darker than my foundation. Oh, look, as you can see, look how dark that looks right there. It's just not gonna be a brightening concealer at all. And I feel like so many people use concealer for brightening that they should really have a shade that fits that. So I'm gonna blend this out and hope it doesn't look darker than the rest of my face. All right, here we go. I just got the concealer blended out. I will say it's not as bad as I expected. It did blend out a little lighter, but I mean, as you can probably tell, it's really light coverage. I feel like it's not covering some of my darkness, and it's definitely not brightening. And I really like kind of not obnoxious brightening, but a brighter under eye. I feel like this is just not brightening for me. So I'd say my biggest complaint is that their shade range is really weak in this concealer. So if they had a lighter shade, maybe I would go for it on like a light makeup day. But now on, I think I'm just going to use this for blemishes and things like that. So moving on, I need to not powder yet because I have a cream bronzer. So I mentioned this in my last video. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Batten Day Magilage. I probably butchered that contour stick. in the shade Oats on You. My complaint with this was I like the formula, but they only have 2 shades. One is way too dark for me, and this one is very orange toned. And I tend to like a warm bronzer, but not one that's gonna make me look orange. So I'm just gonna put this on and blend it out. Like I said, this product isn't awful. It's just far too or like orangey brown. You can probably see it on the streak on my face. So I'm gonna take some around my forehead. I don't really have a powder bronzer that I dislike, luckily. And take some down my neck. I probably used way too much. I'm just gonna take an old foundation brush I don't use anymore and blend it out. All right, all done. So, it actually blended out pretty. So maybe I judged it a little too harshly. I will say it's not as easy to blend out as my new Fenty cream one that I've been using. But it's not bad, it's really affordable. So maybe this is one I judged a little too harshly. And if you're into this tone bronzer, you would love this. I mean, it's so easy. You just dot it on and boom. I mean, it blends out pretty well. Um, Now I'm looking at it, it's not bad. I mean, it's a little orange for me, but maybe in the summer or something when I have a little more sun, it would look more natural. Um, Let me know if you've tried this and what you think of the tone and how it fits your skin tone. I'm very pale, so it might fit different people better. But I'm gonna keep it in my collection and maybe keep trying it because I'm not hating what it did, especially on my forehead. I feel like it looks pretty good. So maybe that's a redeemed product. All right, next I am going to set my face because I don't have any more cream products. So let me get out any creasing in my under eyes. So I want to give everything a fair chance. I'm going to be using a powder I don't like, and it's because I have dry skin. So it's the Coty Airspun um, in neutral. Sorry, I tried to say naturally neutral and it came out weird. So Coty Airspun. This is a great powder. I mean, it really sets your makeup, but it makes me look so cakey because of my dry skin. So I'm just gonna put some of this on. I have way too much. I really wanted to be able to use this, but like I said, it's too cakey. All right, all done with that. Um, Let me give you a close up of my face in just a second. Another issue I have with this product is the first ingredient is talc. And I know talc is in a lot of powders, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that talc can cause cancer or something, which I know a lot of things can. But maybe having talc in a powder wouldn't worry me if it weren't the first ingredient on the list. But it does look like a lot of powders do have a high concentration of talc, which is a little concerning. I will say the Makeup Revolution one I picked up the other day is talc free, which I really appreciate. Um, but a lot of powders do seem to have talc in them, sadly. But let's see how this set. It's not looking horrible. It's just that it makes me look a little cakey and a little more powdery than I want to. And I think it's because the Airspun came out a long time ago and it was originally intended to also be a foundation because it does have pigment in it. So I think maybe because it's almost like a powder foundation, it just comes off as too much on my skin. Because my skin is already so dry. So I think that it's just not meant for me. Maybe I thought this would be amazing on oily skin though. But as you can see, I just look a little dry and caked up and crusty. I prefer a little bit more of a glowy look. Um, anyways, let's move on. So we next would need to do blush. So let's see. Yeah, because we already did bronzer. I told you I don't really have a powder bronzer that I dislike. So I thought and thought, because I thought, wow, I don't have a blush I dislike, but I was wrong. I like a good matte blush. If it does have shimmer, it has to be really subtle. So I told you about this Cheerleaders Bronze Squad palette, and I adore this palette. This palette is amazing. But there's one little shade in this top corner that's basically untouched because it is the most shimmery powder blush ever. And it does say that it is a warm golden nectar blush. Someone in the store tried to tell me it was a blush topper. But I think it's intended to use as a normal blush, but as you can see, it literally has like glitter flakes in it of that gold color. And I'm very pore prone over on these areas where blush goes. So anything with shimmer in it just makes those pores look huge. So I'm going to put this on my face, even though it's going to literally feel like I'm putting glitter on my face. Oh, gosh. And gold is not exactly your color when you're pale. So I'm going to dip into that. Oh, it seems like that gold is literally just a top coat. And that once you get past it, it kind of like dims out. Oh my gosh, I can already see the glitter on my face. It sucks because this is a pretty color. It literally has gold flecks in it. Okay. It's not terrible. It's not quite as glittery as I remember. It's just a little reflective. It's a little too highlighty for me. And it's probably not even gonna pick up on camera, the glitter in it. Um, it looks okay, but when I'm looking in the mirror, you can just tell that it has a sheen, and it's just making my pores look more emphasized than they need to be. Let me add a little more because I went pretty light-handed. I will say, as you get deeper, that goldness kind of dies down. So maybe once I get past that layer, I'll like it more. I'll say it looks a little splotchy. I almost feel like it's lifting the makeup underneath it. All right, so there it is. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna reflect on camera, but I can see when I turn my face like this, the shimmer almost like reflecting a little bit like a highlight would. I have a whole glitter fleck right there sitting on my face. I'd like to get off. There we go. It's just, it's a really pretty like pinky peachy color, but those gold flecks in it ruin it for me because they just make my face so sheen like. This is a blush I would have straight up run away from back when I had acne, because it would emphasize everything. It's just, like I said, it's too shimmery for me. But it's a personal preference. All right, next is highlight. And once again, everyone loves these Master Chrome highlights from Maybelline. And don't get me wrong, I love them too. But I'm dumb, and I think that I have the right skin tone to wear the one that is rose gold. And it's beautiful, although it is very messy. It's a pinky gold. And basically what this came down to is it is just too dark or too pink or something for my skin tone. Um, as you can see, that compared to my face, it just looks so gold that you can see it from the front of my face. So I'm gonna dip into this. Maybe one day we'll try to find a lighter shade in it. Oh goodness. It's definitely beautiful, but it's just not right for me. I might use it as an eyeshadow. Oh, I got a strip on my face. Can you see that? is beautiful, but it is not the right tone for me. And that's my mistake. It's not the product's fault. But obviously it's a product I don't reach for because it's too dark. It's kind of cute on my nose though. I went a little too crazy there. All right. Um, like I said, it's literally so pretty. I don't even know how it will pick up on camera, how shimmery it is, but it is so dark on me. As you can see in this swatch, it's just too dark. It's amazing. I might use it as an eyeshadow and see if I can find a lighter shade. But I feel like when you're looking at me like dead on, you can see these strips going back. And that's not really my look these days. So it's a pass. All right, now I don't have any eyebrow product I hate because all I use is gel. So I'm just gonna do my eyebrows real quick with my Benefit Give Me Brow just to make my face look complete. So I'll just do a little time lapse through this. Call it quits there since I'm gonna be washing this makeup off in not too long. All right, let's brush out those eyebrows. Yeah, like I said, I don't really have an eyebrow product I dislike. All right, moving on to the final step, which is mascara. And so many people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I don't enjoy the Maybelline Sky High mascara that is viral right now. I mentioned it in in my past video, that I just think it's overhyped and that the Maybelline, the Falsies is better. But I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna curl my lashes like I normally would to give it a fair chance. So this new curler is from e.l.f. and I don't know how I feel. It's hard to clamp it. Ow, I pinched myself. That'll be a good blooper. All right, straighten these lashes out with my spoolie. Gosh, that highlight is so aggressive. I keep seeing myself in the mirror like, wow. All right, so my complaint with this mascara was I felt like too much comes out on the brush. It's hard to apply, especially if you were a beginner, and it just didn't make my lashes look that great. So I'm gonna put it on. Sorry if I'm out of frame. I'll try my best. Right, now I'm gonna go in for a second layer, just like I normally would. All right, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just have bad lashes because everyone loves this, or if, I don't know. But look, I don't know if you can tell how crazy it's made my eyelashes look. Like they're sticking together. It's a very sticky formula. I'm feeling like I have to separate them. It doesn't do a good job separating. Like the inner corners are sticking together. And I just feel like it's almost a little bit of a heavy formula because I feel like my eyelashes are starting to drop already. Ugh, gosh, they're sticking together so much. I just like when a mascara can separate my lashes too. So here they are up close. They're not bad. Like, would I use this if it were the only thing in my drawer? Yeah. Do I think I'm like, wow, my eyelashes look amazing? No. I much prefer the Maybelline Falsies and the L'Oreal Telescopic. Especially since this is supposed to give you like crazy length, but Telescopic does it way better. But yeah, so it's a no from me. So let's see. I think that's the end of my line. I don't have a setting spray that I really dislike, I will say. Actually, I take that back. I have this NYX Bear With Me Prime Set Refresh. And this, honestly, the mister is super nice. It has a nice faint smell, but I do think it does feel hydrating and it's nice for that and things like that. But this says it's gonna hold your makeup for 8 hours or like hydrate for 8 hours, and I don't think it does that. I think it's a nice little like hydrating mist if you're feeling dry throughout the day, but it's not gonna set your makeup in place and make a true difference. So that one I'm like, I'll use it to like refresh, but that's it. So let's see if any of these products redeem themselves. I would say the foundation has, but I never disliked this foundation. It'll be the true test to see if it breaks me out after wearing it. The contour stick, I will say, I definitely may use or reach for again, but I prefer my Fenty one. The mascara is still a no for me. The concealer, if they had my right shade, I may enjoy it. The primers, still a no. And not the highlight, sorry. The highlight was just not the right shade for me. I need it in a lighter shade. Would be pretty as an eyeshadow. And then the blush, the Gold Rush, I was actually kind of surprised that there's not much gold fleck in it. So I may use it again, but like I said, I don't like to emphasize my pores. And I'm looking pretty shiny right now. I don't know if that's picking up on camera, but I look very shiny from that highlight and blush. But anyway, that is kind of the end of my products. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back and enjoy this. If you haven't seen the video where I talk about products I love and hate, go watch that because it has some good recommendations in it and some things to stay away from, like I explained in this video. Watch my first video about my current makeup routine. Let me know video ideas. I will have more videos coming out very soon. So please subscribe and show me some love. And I will see you next time. Bye.